Under the research overview are the title, research problem, and the scope and the limitation of the study. Our title is the effects of Korean drama on the mental health of grade 12 STEM students. The research problem for our study is first, what are the profile of the respondents in terms of name, sex, and age? Second, what is the extent of exposure to Korean drama among the respondents? Third, how healthy is the mental state of our respondents? Fourth, is there a significant relationship Korean drama to the mental health of grade 12 STEM students?
Scope and delimitation. Determining the effect of Korean drama to the mental health of grade 12 STEM students was the focus of this research. Data gathered in the research were obtained from grade 12 STEM 4A students of University of Pangasinan in 2019. The study covered to find if the effect of Korean drama in University of Pangasinan affects the mental health of grade 12 STEM students. The information needed will be gathered using a questionnaire given to the respondents. The resources utilized in this study were extracted from recent articles from the internet. The limitation of this study include the other mental health related issues about Korean drama. The amount of time given to the researchers, minimal financial resources, and lack of data gathering resources.
Under the background of the study are the motivation in pursuing your study and the significance of the study. Motivation in pursuing your study. We are motivated to focus on finishing our study. We visualize to accomplish our goal and don't get distracted. We allot appropriate time for our tasks and plan ahead. We are motivated to conduct this study because majority of the teenagers nowadays are exposed to Korean drama and we want to determine the effects of Korean drama to the mental health of the students.
Significance of the study. Our study will be benefit of the country. Student, parents, teachers, school, community, government researchers, and future researchers.
Under the research procedures are the research instruments used in obtaining data, how data were gathered, and limitations in their solutions. Research instrument used in obtaining data. The researcher formulated a questionnaire to gather data for the study. The draft of the questionnaire was drawn out based on researchers to identify the effects of Korean drama to the mental health of grade 12 STEM students, PINMA, University of Pangasinan. The questionnaire was composed of three parts. The first part determined the profile of the respondents. The second part determined the extent of exposure of watching Korean drama among the respondents. And the last part focused on the mental state of the respondents. How data were gathered. The researchers gathered some data and information through internet and have looked for the related literature and study to this topic. Through this, the researchers have gathered some important details and information related to this topic. The researcher made a letter of request and submitted it to the school principal or dean to allow the researcher to administer this survey. After receiving the approved permit, the researcher conduct the survey form or questionnaire to the grade 12 4A STEM student of Pinma University of Pangasinan. The researcher gave some time to the respondent to answer the questionnaire before regaining it. The researcher retrieved the questionnaire personally from the respondent to make sure that the survey material was answered and returned. Data gathered were recorded, tabulated, and analyzed.
Limitations and their solution. The first limitation of the study is minimal financial resources, and the solution for that was the researchers save a little money from their allowance. The second limitation was limited amount of time given to the researchers. The solution for that was the researchers work together in the question. The third limitation was lack of data gathering resources. The solution for that was the researchers dig deeper to find resources for the study.
How will your study contribute to the society and to the value of knowledge? Our study will mainly contribute to society to be aware of the effect of Korean drama to the mental health of the students. The study shall provide awareness to the parents of the student about the effect of Korean drama to their children and for them to be prepared and know what to do when their children get addicted in watching Korean drama. The study shall determine if Korean have great influence on the students. Thus, it can help them come up with ideas that will improve and uplift the mental state of the students. It can also serve as basis for conducting more interesting programs and activities in the future that will gain the interest of the students to achieve their goals.
Findings. The researchers aim data that revolve on the profile of the respondents with respect to the age, sex, exposure to Korean drama, and mental health. A number of 34 grade 12 STEM trans students from the section 40 were selected as respondents. The results of the study were presented in tables, were analyzed, and interpreted thoroughly. In Table 1, frequency and percentage distribution of the profile of the respondents in terms of sex and age. In terms of age, in the 34 respondents, majority of them were 16 to 17 years old. And in terms of sex, from the 34 respondents, 22 of them were female and 12 of them were male. In Table 2, frequency and percentage distribution of extended exposure to Korean drama. In the 34 respondents, majority of them were exposed to Korean drama 1 hour or less every day. In Table 3, status of the mental health of the respondents. The computed average weighted mean was 2.72, which has transmitted description of modern day health respondents. And in Table 4, correlation between exposure to Korean drama and the mental health of respondents. The computed value of correlation coefficient was R equals 0.122, therefore the null hypothesis was rejected.
Our conclusion. Our first conclusion. Majority of teenagers are exposed to Korean dramas because of the fact that it features good-looking actors or actresses, and simply the content each Korean drama depicts. Teenagers are usually more exposed to Korean drama because of the Korean fashion and the romantic story that attracts teenagers to watch Korean drama. Our second conclusion. Many people watch Korean drama because it's educational. Watching foreign dramas lets you absorb information about a different culture without the hassle of dreary study. People learn about different societal norms by watching the day-to-day life of the characters. Our third conclusion. There is a problem in the mental health among people today because people can be unaware they need help. They simply are not aware that what they are experiencing is a recognized mental health issue that can be effectively treated. Some people are denying they need help. The implications of admitting a mental illness and seeking help are too great to comprehend. If they recognize the problem at all, they come up with reasons they don't need help. Our fourth conclusion. The effect of Korean drama to the mental health of the respondents is that too much exposure to Korean drama would lead to lack of sleep, and lack of sleep can lead to depression.
Moving on to the recommendations of the study. Our first recommendation is that the parents should learn not just the disadvantages, but also the advantages of watching Korean drama to their children. They should know their children's limitations in watching Korean drama. When should they let them and when should they stop them? Next, we recommend that the students should take the effects of watching Korean drama seriously and conduct or work on activities that can rapidly spread the effects of watching Korean drama for their schoolmates to be knowledgeable about it and the limitations when watching Korean drama. Next, we recommend the schools and parents should increase the focus on mental health prevention, promotion, and education. This will help the students learn how mental health is very important and should be taken seriously. And the last, the researchers recommend the future researchers to conduct the same study, offer new findings, to validate the findings in another setting, and to conduct research in the same field for development that may further help senior high school students of today and for future generations.
What is your motivation for this study? We are motivated to conduct this study because students nowadays are seriously attached to K-drama, which is why our group chose to conduct this study. Many of the students mostly love Korean drama than anything else. That is why conducting this study was put into our path to determine the effects of it to the mental health of students.
What is the scope of your study? Determining the effect of Korean drama to the mental health of grade 12 STEM student was the focus of the research. Data gathered in the research were obtained from grade 12 STEM 4A students of University of Pangasinan in 2019. The study covered to find if the effect of Korean drama in University of Pangasinan affects the mental health of grade 12 STEM students. The information needed will be gathered using a questionnaire given to the respondents. The sources utilized in the study were extracted from recent articles from the internet.
What limitations did you encounter? The limitations we encountered include the other mental health related issues about Korean drama, the amount of time given to the researchers, minimal financial resources, and lack of data gathering resources.
Why are your research questions interesting or important? Our research question is interesting because many people can relate in watching Korean drama nowadays. And it is important because it serves as a guide in our research and to know the effect of watching Korean drama in our mental health in order to propose a solution to the arising problem.
Cite the two most important sources for your work. How did they help you to accomplish your study? The two most important sources in our study were primary source where we conduct our survey and second source where we use the internet. These sources help us accomplish and validate our study.
What is our research methodology? Why choose this method? The research methodology we use is quantitative research, which involves the use of computational, statistical, and mathematical tools to drive research. The data collection tools for a quantitative research are surveys and experiments. We researchers formulated a surveys to gather the data for the study for us to identify the effects of Korean drama to the mental health of grade 12 STEM students of Pitman University of Pangasinan.
Who are the respondents? How many are they? And what was the sampling method used? Our respondents came from grade 12 STEM 04A of Philippine University of Pangasinan with a total students of 34. The method used in our study is random sampling.
What is your measurement instrument? The researchers use frequency count, average, weighted mean, and correlational coefficient as a measurement instrument for the study.
What are your findings? From the 34 respondents, majority of them were aged 16 to 17 years old. 22 of them were female, while 12 of them were male. And majority of them were exposed to Korean drama 1 hour or less in a day. The computed average weighted mean for the status of mental health of the respondents was 2.72, which had a transmuted description of moderately healthy mental state. The computed value correlation coefficient was R 0.122. Therefore, the null hypothesis was rejected.
What's original about your work? The original about our work were the questionnaire, which contains the questions for the respondents and needed in data gathering. The whole chapter 4 was also one of it, which is the presentation, analysis of data, and interpretation of findings. Conclusions and recommendations are also belong in our original work.
What are the strongest and weakest parts of your study? The strongest part of our study is our research design, while our weakest part of our study is our data gathering resources.
Based on your findings, what are your recommendations? Parents should learn not just the disadvantage but also advantage of watching Korean drama on their children. Students should take the effect of Korean drama seriously and conduct activities that can rapidly spread Korean drama effects for their schoolmates. Schools and parents should increase the focus on mental health prevention, promotion, and education. The researcher recommend other future researchers to conduct the same study to offer new findings, to validate the findings in another setting.
What is the importance of your study? The importance of our study is for the readers to understand the impact of watching Korean drama to the mental health of the viewers.
What would you change if you were to conduct the study again? If we were be able to conduct the study again, we will going to change our research setting and research respondents.
What advice will you give to yourself if you could go back to the start of your research? The advice that I will give to myself is that to learn more about the topic of our research so that in the future I can easily find related literature and related studies that would help me accomplish our study.